Hello! So, this is where we left off last time. We've got our character and we've got our eyes in, but we aren't quite done yet. So, I'm actually going to go into the body here. I'm going to go into wireframe and I'm going to select essentially everything below the neck. And I hit H to hide it. Now, I am also going to go and hide the top of the head, just above the eye, and just down the side here to get rid of the ear. And then I am going to hide the eyes. Perfect. So, I'm also going to get rid of the back of the head. Just getting everything out of the way that we don't need. But I want to keep the front of the throat. The reason for this is I would like to make the mouth now. So, I'm going to select this front part here. I'm going to go to side view. Go into wireframe. Now obviously we have a mirror modifier on, so we don't need to worry about both sides. I'm just going to scale it on the X a little. I'm not going to scale it on the X a little. I'm going to just even these out manually. So all we need to do here is, obviously these aren't going to be in plain view very often. So none of these vertices are hugely important. It's just a case of making sure that they're about even thickness, because these are the lips. Make sure I set the right ones. Okay. So now going around on this loop, I'm now going to press extrude, and I want them scaled out and up. So I have to do this manually as well, annoyingly. And got that about center on. Cool. Just go up. I don't need to do too much with this. Perfect. So that will actually create a loop. Now that means that the character actually has some thickness to those lips. This is why it's so much easier that I got rid of most of the face. So we're now going to extrude it really far back. Bring it open. Show it in. Open it up a little. I'm just going to bring these up. And I'm going to bring these two up as well. Not that one, that one. And go to here, just to make it easier. So, I'm essentially just now opening up this mouth area. And obviously I need to open a lot more than I have got it open here. So let's grab these three on the top view. Bring it open over this way. Now, barely any of this will be visible at all. So it's just a case now that I want to make sure that I have enough of it, just creating enough room for me to create the rest of the face. Not rest of the face, sorry, the rest of the mouth. I don't want to create too much topology either, because the more topology I create, the slower everything's going to run. And obviously as we're covering most of this up with our tongue, and we'll have a... So I'm just having a look here just to make sure I got the rough shape that I want. I'll bring this up a little bit more. And then back a little. I need to start curving around to go down the throat, and I wanted to do that slightly earlier than where I've done it, so I'm going to do that now. And it will actually close up almost completely down there. And I don't actually need to close the mesh. Just make sure it doesn't accidentally come up. What's going on here? Ah, I must have accidentally selected that. So let's bring this back in. There we go. There's that fixed. I must have accidentally selected that piece earlier. Oh, I should bring this in, which probably means I should bring this piece in too. Perfect. So, although very simple, that will help us later for having a sort of a mouth area. The teeth are going to be a little bit bigger than you'd have on a real character because it's a sort of anime character. But from there, that was going to help us a lot. So what I'm actually going to do now, select this, deselect this, or H, and now I want to create a shape key here. So I'm going to create one here. I'm going to call it, let's call it just A underscore. And now I'm going to go into here. I'm going to add a mask. Got to find it. Bear with me. Very rarely do I use mask modifiers. There we go. Vertex group A. I need to invert this mask. And remove. Invert. Sign. There we go. Now, this is all I can see now. Which is exactly what I want. It allows me to now actually create the mouth. And to do that, I'm going to just select all, get rid of it. Just add in a cube. Scale it down. Scale it up. First, I'm going to create a gum. I'm going to use a mirror modifier because we like the mirror modifier. It makes everything easier. And we're just going to connect this up at the front. Then we're going to bring it back. And we're just going to match it into the face quick. Okay. It's just rotating it around. It's allowed to clip in through the top part as long as, because if I go hide all this, and if I were to hide the top loads of these, you'll see that we need this to be a bit bigger. Skip that up. Yeah. Now, because of the kind of character we're doing, we don't actually have to worry too much about a lot of this stuff, and I know I say that a hell of a lot. But our teeth are going to be very simple, so we don't need to worry. You could do more complicated teeth if you really want to. I will not be. I'm going to be doing teeth quite literally as a line. So I'm going to add in actually I'm going to add just one line. Bring it out almost to the edge, but not quite. Another line, almost to the edge, but not quite. Do it here, and here. And then I'm going to select. I apologise that it's going to be a lot harder to see what I'm doing. And I'm selecting the raw side. Just bring this down. I'm actually going to want to bring this a little lower, I think. Perfect. I go about there. I'm just going to select these. these a bit lower. I'm going to bring these teeth forward a little, just so they sit slightly in front of the others. Now, another thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to angle it like this, just so I can select just the teeth ones. I'm going to add one material, new, name it gums, extra material, new, name it teeth, sign. For the gums, I'm just going to add a slight reddish colour. Go about there. And then for the teeth, keeping it white, I'm going to bring the roughness down. You should barely be able to see it, and that's probably about correct at the moment. Keep the teeth nice and white. Get the roughness down. But if I were to get rid of the character, you'll see that it's very, very simple. Shade it smooth. We can add a subdivision modifier. And might need to adjust it slightly with the subdivision modifier just to make sure that it works the way we want it to. So the top teeth are a little bit longer than the bottom teeth. What we can also do is if I bring back the character. Okay, so I'm going to put it about here and about here. If I just bring this piece down, scale it, this piece up, scale it, and this will act. It will need to have this go in. That needs also to remove any of these middle pieces along here. So if I go into front view, I can just go straight down here, delete those faces, and that will fix the error on the front. Now, I also feel like this front piece here should be much more rounded, so I'm just going to put forward a little. Make sure it doesn't clip through. Doesn't. Perfect. Now, if I were to shine a light through just so I can see the teeth, or just don't shine a light through, I can just look at rendered mode. Yeah, so I think this corner piece here, I should pull back a little on both sides. So let's do that. Select this one, select this line. So I'm going to go top view, press 2 just to angle it right. I'm just going to we've gone for very, very simple teeth, so not really an issue. Again, eyes are also very simple. I'm going to go and select this. So this one is going to be and an extra one, which I'm going to add, and call this bit lens. I can't spell lens. That'll do. Sclera will also be white. The lens we can make any color. Blue, that'll do. And for the central part, we could actually add an extra bit here if we wanted to. These are only temporary things, but that'll do for now. We can now, obviously this mask is not a permanent one, we don't want to keep that. Oh, those are huge eyes. But that's temporary. We'll add more to that as we go. I should probably actually go white. This one. And the black one should probably be blue. We're going to go for blue for now. Just get rid of that. But we will do a full texture for the eyes eventually when we do full texturing. We're not moving on to texturing yet. But that we have now got teeth behind that mouth. And we can check if we're okay with the location of those. So if they look at the opening of the mouth there, I think we actually want these up a bit more, so that we can sort of see that. There we go. That's what we kind of want. Yeah, perfect. I might actually close the gap between them a bit more. Bringing probably top ones down. And then maybe bring all of them up a bit. No, actually, I think they need to come all down a little. There we go. So you can, inside, you can see the teeth and you can see the incisors. Not incisors, sorry, canines on the sides. And that's all we're going to do for that. So next up, what we'll do is we'll start texturing it. But that's going to be a whole episode in itself, and it's going to be a much longer one. So for now, this is where we will end it and call it there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the next one where we start doing the textures, because that's going to be a really fun one. So thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful evening.